I also have Mithali Nikore, economist, joining me on the broadcast. Uh, Mithali, now very important your perspective on this because you're an economist, of course. I want to begin by asking you, how do you really see this deal?
So first of all, I think, first of all, thank you so much for having me on the show. I've just come back from Bharat Mandapam, where a number of these discussions are actually underway. And, I think the important perspective is to look at the macroeconomic potential of this deal. So at the macro level, really, what are we talking about? We are talking about creating one of the largest markets in the world with nearly 2 billion people. We're talking about taking our trade with the EU from 125 billion euros to 350 billion euros in just a matter of 5 years. We're talking about, several sectors benefiting from this deal, starting from pharmaceuticals, which is a very critical manufacturing sector for India, and really establishing India's dominance in the manufacturing sector, not only being looked at as a source of cheap medicines, but to look at India as a source of innovation in the pharmaceutical sector. We're talking about, opening up our markets and also playing on the strength of our markets, saying that we can offer the EU one of the largest automobile markets in the world. So frankly, the macroeconomic implications of this deal extend far beyond specific sectors or specific competitive advantages. And there's also a lot of
Negotiations spanning over 2 decades has been termed as a mother of all deals, as it will create a market of about 2 billion people. According to reports, except for auto and steel, almost all the Indian goods, over 93% from India, will get zero duty access in the European Union. And of the remaining, over 6% Indian exporters will get tariff reduction and quota-based duty concessions.
Own technology in manufacturing processes, and I see this deal as filling up those gaps. Most importantly, the labor-intensive sectors, as we have been impacted badly by tariffs from America. The sectors which had been impacted were mostly pharmaceuticals, textiles, gems and jewelry, leather exports, and things like that. So now a very great opening has come up, like an alternative supply chain being made available now to India. Something I would actually call it like a lifeline for these industries, because I am aware of people who have been working in these industries and how badly these industries have been impacted in the last about 3 to 4 months. So I think Prime Minister Modi made a very relevant statement when he singled out these sectors, because that was pinching the employment in the country, because a large number of people are employed in these sectors, since they are labor intensive. So now we find a great opening to us into this 2 billion market, or almost 25% of the world's GDP in Europe. A second important aspect, now we'll come to the defense, because my other friends have actually covered economic and other areas. Defense, why I'm happy is that our defense industrial ecosystem is going to get a fillip now. And the reason is that we now look for transfer of technology. We will now look for joint ventures. We will now look for a cooperation in our artillery systems, because Europe has got very, very robust artillery system. Before, gun also came from there only. So I talk about ammunition, naval platforms, and especially the propulsion technologies and the jet engine technology, because these are two areas where we were either dependent on Russia or on the United States. And here the relationship is not adversarial. It is on an equal platform. So I presume the four countries who are going to be very, very actively involved with India is going to be France, Germany, Italy, and Spain. And the areas which will get impacted is maritime uh, security. Cyber security is one larger area I would see, because the kind of expertise European countries have in terms of stealth technology and the cyber security area is going to be a very, very important aspect as far as India is concerned. And lastly is the space cooperation or the space technology, because the way we are going to fight our future wars today, it'll be in the realm of either space or cyber. So I see a very, firstly, a long-term partnership coming about. Secondly, I see the body language of both the leaders or all the three leaders. There is a sense of urgency. So there is a sense of making things happen very fast. And therefore, this uh, uh, connectivity of people to people contact is extremely important. Schengen visa should now be very freely accessible to the Indians, because normally it used to take a lot of time. And I feel these mechanisms are going to create more skill development in our own country, because uh, uh, H1B visa, as you mentioned, has been extended now up to 2027. So now here is a golden opportunity for the Indians now to go to Europe. And whatever their aspirations are in terms of skill development, you have the Airbus industry there, saffron is there, and all these tank technology in German is also in a very, very advanced stage, and we will be able to actually get hold of that. And my last point is counterterrorism, because that is extremely important. The information sharing, the kind of satellites and the is kind of intelligence which these European countries can give to us, and I think it's going to be a game changer, because in the ultimate analysis, I feel that Europe was an area which was never tapped by India. And because of the regulatory mechanism, because Europe never extended a hand to India. We have tried to actually get all these things from Europe, but there were far too many obstacles. And I think now these obstacles have been removed, and it's a very, very great opening. I think we need to take advantage of this defense supply chain and resilience now, which was also actually mentioned by Ursula von der Leyen. So we are looking at a resilient supply chain now into Europe, and also, in spite of all the challenges, they are, because of the Russian orientation. Europe does not have inclination towards Russia. We have inclination towards Russia, and in spite of that, we are able to forge such a close partnership. I think speaks wonders of the diplomacy, and it's a great Republic Day gift to India.
All my guests to stay on with me. Now, according to reports, there will be zero duty fee on Indian leather and textiles. The EU will get duty-free access for 93